Up everyone, the Vibe Kage here, and I'm trying to do a double upload today, so forgive me if this video, or in the past video, seemed short. Trying to do, like, short episodes multiple times a day, rather than dragged out episodes. Maybe it'd be easier for the viewers, I don't know. So yeah, this is part 2 of what if Meliodas was reincarnated as Deku, and Elizabeth was reincarnated as well into UA. And she's reincarnated into Nejire, like, because I'm introducing Nejire a lot earlier in the story, where she's still a Big Three member. She's just the number one Big Three member, and her spiral light energy, in a sense, is her quirk is called Arc, which is her form of light manipulation of light particles that could heal people or do physical damage, shit like that. Simple. Um, yeah. Okay, so the four people who are switching to 1A to replace the four people I kicked out are Kendo, Yui, Pony, the foreign exchange student, and last but not least, Monoma. Why? Because fuck it, why not? He always bitches about being, like, left behind from 1A, so, like, I'm just put him in 1A, and he pretty much replaces Mineta as Bitch Boy. All Bitch Boy scenes from Mineta are now with Monoma, because, yeah, fuck him. And this form that Izuku will get is during the USJ attack. So, without further ado, let's go back to the story. Where I previously left off, the class is pretty much all meeting up. They all talking. Deku shows up. He sits alone. Momo and Uraraka sit next to him. And here's the thing. Pony shows up and then points to Izuku and, like, motions for him to come to her. Izuku's just like, okay, I. Wait, no. I said Yui, huh? Not Yui. Reiko. If y'all don't know who Reiko is, shit, I guess, like, this one, the girl who looks like Rukia, emo, like, goth, playo Rukia. Her quirk is called Poltergeist, and it's technically like telekinesis, but only to a certain amount of weight that she could hold, you know? So, yeah, she made it in, because, why not? Yui's still in 1B, but this one is in here. Why? Because I feel like Tokoyami deserves some love that isn't animal based. So, no Suyu on this one with him. In fact, Suyu and Kirishima on this one. I just thought of that one. I'm like, that sounds like hilarity to me. So, yeah. And where was I? Also, because Reiko's poltergeist would allow her to, like, be in the clique with Meliodas and because of his darkness one. So they're part of the emo trio in a sense. But, like, because Yayorozu and Uraraka do come up, they're the light in a sense. And that's what allows other people to join in. And here's the thing. Todoroki, when he first met Izuku, it would be like when Hendrickson first met Meliodas. He's just like, holy shit. He looks like he's like an innocent child, but I'm like 95% sure this kid could kill everyone. And he would not trust Izuku for shit for like a good minute. Like, not until after the USJ, which we'll get into right here. But first, the mock battles. Heroes versus villains. And in this one, instead of Uraraka being paired up with Izuku, it's Reiko, the girl with the poltergeist quirk. And yeah, so Izuku, like, when he meets Reiko, she is so scared and doesn't even speak to him. Izuku sighs, and, like, he says his quirk is darkness, and what's her quirk? Like, trying to work together. She says it's poltergeist and lets her manipulate some objects within a range, but she has to be able to kind of like be physically strong enough to lift the thing too. So there is a limit to what she could lift up. But no, and their opponents are Bakugo and then Pony instead of Ida. And Pony, like, I know she. Oh, fuck, yeah. She motioned for Izuku to come over. My bad. I had to retcon one thing, so I skipped over one. When Pony was motioning to Izuku to come towards her, it's just because Pony was. She only trusts Izuku for some reason. Like, the only guy she ever trusts will be Izuku. No other guy. In this one, I'm just like, it's that Meliodas charm shit. So, yeah. And, well, fuck. Pony, I'ma just leave her with Dupla on. Because they had a fight in the manga that will be animated that's just... Fuck. Season 5, please. It's the only thing I have left to live for. Oh my god. So, that sounded so sad. Fuck. Ignore that part. Anyway, back to the story with that, Izuku and Reiko gonna... They team up, and so Bakugo, like, he mad that he can't, like, that Pony Girl's, like, a foreign student and doesn't speak good Japanese. But that's when Deku says, yo, she's your partner. And, like, Bakugo's, like, looking at him, what you say? And then he says, you will, like, she is new here. Don't be a dick to her. And Pony's just, like, smiling at Izuku. And then when she looks at Bakugo, she, like, her smile just looks into a normal face. So, it's not like she doesn't like Bakugo. It's just she knows Bakugo's not the best person to be around. Everyone already gets that feeling. In case you're wondering why I'm skipping the tests, Izuku gets first place. There's no way around it. He gets first place in the quirk provisional test because his darkness lets him do fucking almost anything. Like with the ball throw, he just did a giant hand like how you see here, and then just chucked it and got over 1,000 meters. Nah, fuck it. He got infinity. He chucked it so hard it went into the sky. As I was just like, okay. Cool. And yeah, Izuku is just like, I could have thrown it harder if I want. And everyone's just like, what? And then he says, yeah, his darkness, like, from his arm of darkness, he spreads it back into his body. And then he's saying it's just, he can concentrate it to one limb and boost it. However, like, any more than what he's showing can cause him to rage out, and he don't want that. So, yeah. As I was just like, oh shit. Alright then. Don't piss off Emo Boy. And Tokuyami sees his quirk, and Dark Shadow comes out. And when Dark Shadow comes out, Reiko looks at Tokuyami and at Dark Shadow and is fascinated by it. And she looks at Izuku and she's just like, okay, so their quirks make me feel not as freaky. Because, yeah. And so when Deku walks over, Momo and Uraraka are like congratulating him and shit. And here's the thing, Tokuyami actually walks up, produces his Dark Shadow, and asks Izuku, like, is his darkness similar to how his Dark Shadow is? Izuku says, feels like it. He touches Dark Shadow, and Dark Shadow's just like, hey, why are you doing that for? Izuku then causes his darkness to form around his hand, and then, like, he pokes Dark Shadow again. But when he pokes Dark Shadow, he sees his darkness just going into him, and Tokuyami says, Deku's saying, what? I could feel it in my chest. And then they're like, oh, okay. He pulls his hand out of Dark Shadow, and Tokuyami's just like, okay, please don't do that again. And Dark Shadow's just like, it didn't even hurt me. That's weird. And yeah, so I'm not really going to explain it. It's just, since Dark Shadow is darkness, I'll just say, like, the darkness pierces through Tokuyami through physical link. No, like, through a mental link. Like, yeah. Because it's connected to his body. And, yeah, sure, why not? That makes sense enough for me to go with it. And then Reiko kind of, like, goes up to Tokuyami and Izuku. And, like, Momo and Uraraka, like, when they see Reiko, they're not threatened by her for shit. Until she, like, looks at Izuku and says, quirk, it's so cool. And she's shy about it. And then she looks at Tokoyami and saying, I go like, and your quirk is also really cool. And I'll say, like, with her ball throw, she does her whole poltergeist thing, and everyone's just like, whoa. Tokoyami is kind of like, oh, okay then. I kind of like this one. Which Deku is just like, huh, pats him on the back hard enough to where he takes a step forward, and Reiko sees him, like, as thinking she was walking toward them, and she blushes and smiles, and Tokoyami's just like, oh god. He looks at Izuku and just saying, are you trying to help me here? And Izuku's just like nodding, go for it, bro. Yeah. And Bakugo, he pissy that people are getting higher scores than him. Because he's like, there's no way I should be number one. And, yeah. One thing that does change from their quirk application tests, since Aizawa's not going to kick out anyone, like, they all just try their hardest still. Because, I'll say Deku says if anyone can beat any of his scores, he'll cook them a meal. And they're like, you know how to cook? Deku says yes. Keep in mind, he's also the reincarnation of Meliodas, so it'll look good, but it tastes disgusting. And it's going to be fun. So, and Aizawa's just like, can you even cook well? And Deku's just like, no, not really. He starts laughing because Momo is actually like looking, like holding her stomach and just like, yeah, no, I remember. He fucks up peanut butter jelly, PB&J, and they all hear that and then like, wait, what? And then Izuku's saying, you're like, what? I like to make everything from scratch. And then Momo's just like, you don't know how to cook. Says it, like, she pulls out her phone and says, like, he tried to cook a chicken and, like, it looked good, but it tasted fucking disgusting because, yeah, it's Meliodas still, so no cooking skills. Same with Nejire. Nejire also sucks at cooking, but her healing is what makes up for it. So Aizawa says, okay, so the loser will have to eat Izuku's cooking. And Izuku's just like, huh? Okay, screw it. I don't really care. And yeah. Who comes in last place? Fuck. Who did I kick out? Aoyama. And all them. Fuck. I'm gonna say Kirishima gets last place. And he's just like, oh, fuck. This ain't gonna be manly. Because he vomits, like, as soon as eating Izuku's food. And Deku's just like, nasty, isn't it? Like, laughing his ass off. And Kirishima's just like, I've been hit. Like, I jump off of buildings onto concrete floors. But even then, that doesn't hurt me as much as this cooking does. And then, what is it? Fuck. I'll say Aizawa saying, hey, kid. And I go, like, if being a hero doesn't work, you could always work at a prison. Your food will be plenty torture for that. And Deku's just like, yeah, you're right. Because he gets Aizawa's joking with them. And yeah. So Aizawa's going to be cool with Deku because he sees Deku as strong as fuck. But he's not really showboating his strength. And Todoroki, he want to fight him. He want to fight really bad. Back to the heroes fight. So Deku and Reiko are teaming up in theirs. And, like, they're getting to know each other bit by bit. Deku starts releasing his Trillion Dark. Which not trillion, but he releases 100 little dark spheres around him. And he's pretty much, having it around both of them, like, just slowly rotating and spinning around them. And when she asks, what are they? He's saying they're super condensed balls of darkness. He's saying each one is roughly the equivalent of a 50-pound cannonball. And she's just like, but they're the size of marbles. Says, yeah. And when I shoot them at super high speeds, they hurt. And she's just like, oh, okay. I'm glad I'm on your team. And Izuku's just laughing because, yeah, I wouldn't want to fight against me either. And they hear the explosions of Bakugo. Reiko gets scared and grabs Izuku's arm, but not like romantically, just like she actually is terrified and trying to hide behind somebody. Izuku sees this and then he notices this and he's like, okay, I got you. Launches about 80 of the black balls towards not Izuku, to Bakugo. And they're moving faster than what he could like shoot out his explosion. So when he goes to shoot, 10 of them go into a giant shield to kind of like catch his blast, and while the others are just like starting to beat the shit out of him like little marbles, just pelting you. So it's like they're not piercing him, but every time they hit him, it's like the equivalent of a paintball bullet bruise just welling up on him, and it's just like beating the shit out of him. And he's just like, huh, I wonder. He pulls back his fist, coats his hand to where it looks like the darkness, but just his hand, like that giant dark fist. And then he just launches it in a punch. And if you know Pokemon, it's pretty much the Shadow Punch move, but out of darkness for him. So he launches it, and it hits Bakugo, sending him into the wall, crashing. And it hit him in the gut, so it winded him. And Reiko uses her Poltergeist to wrap the tape around him, capturing Bakugo. And, Bakugo, he loses. Then Deku says, before we head out, did you hurt Pony at all? And Deku's just saying, no, I left that weird girl in there. And I go like, she couldn't even speak. Why would I even want to talk to her? And then Deku just punches him before he could finish, like, say anything else. Because Bakugo was about to talk more shit. But Deku's just like, alright then, knock you the fuck out. And All Might's just like, Midoriya, he was already captured. And then Midoriya just puts his hand to the earpiece and says, like, yeah, but he wasn't going to shut up anytime soon, so I figured might as well save everyone the earache. And, like, the girls are laughing, and the guys are just like, damn. This man, he finna fuck us all up if we mess with him. And that's exactly what happened. So when Pony sees Izuku, she smiles and runs to him, kind of forgetting that they're in the... What does that say? Oh, my Lantis. Ooh, I have waited for that part for a good minute. Alright then. Okay. I can watch it in about 10 minutes. So, Kid Zeus. Love him. Great YouTuber. One of the people who helped inspire me for this. Go watch his stuff, man. I cannot, like, explain how good his shit is. It's more of a favor for you than a favor for me, because I'm not, like, plugging him for him to plug me back. It's just something that I truly would recommend. If you like What Ifs, then his are definitely much more creative and have better art with it than what I could muster up, because, yeah, not gonna lie. But no, so Pony runs and hugs Izuku, and Izuku's just like, Pony, we're still in combat. And Pony's just like, oh. Like, while she's hugging Izuku, she's just like, does that mean I lose? And, like, Reiko kind of looks at Pony, smiling, because they work together, so they're not going to be against each other, because Pony can launch her horns at people, and that's what Reiko was using, so it was a tag team thing. So, like, when Pony launched to destroy a robot, and her horns weren't growing back as fully yet, like, I'll just say, like, she hadn't fully mastered the rapid regeneration for her horns. It still takes her, like, a couple seconds. They just slowly grow in, but they're growing in. But they weren't ready to fire. But Reiko took the horns that were, like, just recently shot and then hit the robot that was about to crush Pony, and that's why those two are friends. And yeah, and in case you're wondering, Pony, since she's going to be best friends with Reiko, and Tokoyami is pretty much friends with Shoji, because they're both strong silent ones. So yeah. Things are gonna get fun soon. And yeah, so Pony just admits, okay, she lost. Whatever. They go. Dupla Arms and Shoji still fight against Ojiro. Instead of her Gakure, it is Kendo. And did I say I was giving Kendo 1 for all in this one, or was that another one? Alright. In case I said it, she does get it. It's not now, but soon. And if it's not, then she don't get it. Or if she already has it, then she not using it. I don't know what to tell you. At this moment, I can't think. I can't remember if it's this one that I gave her it. No, I think it was in the Kurama one. Yeah, Yoko Kurama. And in this one, who do I want one for all to go to? Shinzo. Shinzo's gonna be the successor for All for One. Mostly because, like, yes, Sir Night-Eye votes for Mirio, but then he sees Nejire being the number one of the big three, so he's also tempted on that one. But then Aizawa is the one who tells All Might, like, hey, I heard about your quirk and how you're looking for someone to be your successor. And All Might's just like, do you have a recommendation? Saying, yeah, a kid in the general studies course. His name is Shinzo. And All Might's just like, general studies? Yeah, he's not the most physically strong kid, but his quirk, I think it's the best way you could use it. Seems like the perfect successor. And All Might says, well, what's the quirk? Brainwashing. Anyone who answers his question can be controlled by him. And Aizawa, like, looks at All Might and saying, all you have to do is just pretty much train him up. And since he's in general studies and not 1A and 1B, he can get private lessons from you and me to help him out along the way. And yeah. So Shinzo is going to be trained by Aizawa and All Might to be the next successor. Because, yeah, why not? I have to make sure I write that down. Okay. Other ones. So, Kendo and Ojiro, they're like getting along with the whole, like, we do martial arts shit. And because since, what was the name? Hagakure is no longer in here, I feel like, why not give the martial arts dude a martial arts girlfriend? But yeah. So those two are going to start talking and dating. Just for more fun. It'd be easier. Add some more lightheartedness to the story. Because it's going to get dark as fuck soon. Okay. Everything pretty much goes like in canon. Those who won still lost. Those who won, those who lost. Since both Koda and Sugar Rush were a team in this one, they were just replaced by their counterparts, which was Tetsu and Uraka, because Rei was with Deku now in this one. So yeah. And things still go like pretty much in canon. Asui looks at Izuku and like wants to talk to him, and Izuku notices and he like asks like Asui what's up, and she's just like, your power is just really intimidating, she says. Like, cause she's not trying to say it's really like kind of villainous, because she's afraid how he'll react. Izuku just says, oh, you think it's villainous too? And also he's just like, oh, no, not that. But yeah, it was that. Deku's saying, and go like, it's fine. A lot of people treat me like I'm a villain because of my darkness. And Tokoyami kind of like nods his head and go like, yeah, I've had similar things. And Rei even says her poltergeist quirk was called a cursed quirk for the longest time ever. And that's why she doesn't have much confidence in herself. And yeah, Asui's like not trying to sound like a bitch right now, so she is apologizing, to which Deku just places his hand over her head, and she's just like, wait, what? And Deku's just like, yo, it's cool. Like, I know my quirk is villainous, but I'm on the hero track, right? And yeah. So this is where things will change, because during the USJ thing, they say they will be accompanied by a few other people. And this is going to be class 1B, a student from general studies whose quirk recently mutated and he might be transferred over. And then the big three. Everyone's just like, the big three. And I'll say Izuku wasn't really paying attention. Oh, fuck. I'm about to text that person soon. Fuck. Do I pause the video? Nah. I'm about to end it soon, so it's fine. So Deku, like, he wasn't hearing anything until he heard the big three. He looks up, and then, like, he feels something. Like, he lifts up his head off of his chin and looks out towards, like, the hallway, towards the very back. And everyone's just noticed, like, the people who noticed Izuku, even Aizawa noticed him. So he's just like, what is it, Midoriya? And Izuku's just kind of following along the wall until, like, he's looking at the door. And then, like, they hear the knock. They enter, and it is the big three first. First it was Tamaki, then Mirio, and then, like, Mirio's looking at Nejire, because she's still in the hallway, and he says, hey, what's wrong, Hado? And, like, Izuku's still, like, staring at the door, so much that Tamaki is, like, looking at him, and Tamaki calls him out, you, boy with the green and yellow hair. Go, like, what are you doing? And Deku actually gets up from his desk and just starts walking. Kind of like, he has that blank look in his face, but his eyes are still green. And then Nejire is also, like, walking in, and people are just like, whoa, she's pretty. And, yeah. And she also has, like, a similar blank stare, because, sidetracking a couple minutes ago to when they were walking down the hall, as soon as they make the turn and it's just a straight walk, Nejire stops, and this is when Izuku turns and looks at her, because Nejire is also looking, and Tamaki and Mirio are saying, what's wrong? And she's saying, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like someone's in there. And they're like, well, yeah, the students. And she's saying, no. Like, someone I know, or, like, someone I've met. And they're all, like, trying to figure out what it is. And Deku, he's not saying anything when they ask him what's up. It's like, he's still silent. But when he sees Nejire, his eyes widen. And her eyes widen when they see Izuku. And, like, they're looking at each other. Like, they're in, like, a foot apart. Like, just examining one another. And the whole class is seeing this. And Aizawa is just like, Midoriya, what is your deal? And I'll say Izuku says Elizabeth, and Nejire says Meliodas. And then, like, they don't know why they say the names. They just said the names. And then they said, and they're saying it at the same time. So they, and yet again, at the same time, they're like, oh, no, my name is so-and-so. Izuku says he's not Meliodas, he's Izuku Midoriya. And that she's not Elizabeth, she's Nejire Hado. And they're like, they laugh. And then Deku's just saying, I can't help but feel like we've met before. And Momo kind of like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? I've known this motherfucker my whole life. He's never met this bitch. Who is she? I go like, as far as I know, she's never met him. And even not, Nejiro's just saying, well, I don't think we've ever met. But she blushes and smiles at Izuku, but she says she's glad that they did now. And, yeah. Here's the thing. How far do I want to go into it? So, yeah. I'll say All Might isn't there. But when they load up on the bus, it's buses in a sense. So Class 1B has Tamaki and Mirio, and Class 1A has Nejire and Shinzo. And Shinzo's sitting in between, like, behind Aizawa, and next to him is Izuku, and then next to him is Nejire. And Momo kind of pissed because she wants to sit next to Izuku, and Uraraka is just like, why don't you tell him how you feel? And Momo's just like, I don't like him. Shut up. And, yeah. So, Uraraka then, like, yells out to Izuku and Nejire and saying, you two make a cute couple, which pisses off Momo that she creates a small taser and zaps Uraraka right next to her. And, yeah. Uraraka's saying, like, something shocked her, and Momo's just like, I have no idea what's going on. And go like, Oh, I'm sorry. Did I shock you? Oh, my bad. You know, like, playing it off. Um, Nejire blushes and hides her face. And she says she's never had a boyfriend despite this being her third year in high school. And Deku's just like, I've never had a girlfriend before. Do you want to fix that? And everyone's just like, whoa, the balls on him. And yeah, because, dude, they know, like, they know each other without knowing each other. Deku's just like, alright then, out of every chick I've met, you feel the most comfortable I feel the most comfortable when I'm around you. So, yeah, he ain't wasting time. He asking Nejire out right then and there. And Shinjo's just like, huh. He straight up tells Midoriya, go like, are you sure you want to date a third year Midoriya? And Deku's just like, I don't really care. It's as long as she's fine with dating a first year, I guess it's okay. And Shinzo's just like, ugh, okay, whatever. And yeah, so Nejire does agree to date Izuku. And she's healed All Might's wound. Like, she's treated All Might's wound, but not to where he's at 100%. He's like a 60% fully healed. Like, so when that Nomu fight comes, he good. But he still tired himself out, you know? Because I'll say instead of 3 incidents, he did like 8. So he ran out his limit of, instead of an hour, he has like a limit of 5. But he overused his energy with saving so many people and autographs and all that shit. So he's not there at the moment. And Shinzo is kind of pissed, but he gets it. It's his teacher. And Shinzo does know about full cowling. He just has like a 3%. Because, yeah. And his sparks are purple lightning. So, it's fun. And here's the thing. His purple lightning, when Izuku sees that, he does admit, like, that's a good color. Because purple. Darkness. Yeah. And when they get to the USJ and everyone's like stepping out, Izuku's already holding Nejire's hand. Tamaki and Mirio see this and they're like, Nejire, you're dating a first year now? And Nejire blushes and saying, like she's stammering and Deku's just like, yeah. He like smiles and speaks up, saying, I kind of asked her on the bus right now. And then he points to Uraraka, and he's saying, she said we made a cute couple, don't you think? And Momo was like, lividly pissed at Uraraka. Like, because she's like, how could you do that? And Uraraka's saying, well, you didn't tell him you liked him. And now he moved on. You can be mad at me, but I am sorry, but this is not my fault. Like, I did not think he would do that. And Momo even says, yeah, neither did I. That's why I'm, like, so pissed and so shocked right now. And, yeah. Let's see what else. However, right before they entered the USJ, Deku stops. And Nejire also, like, they both stop from a serious laughter playing face until they see that, like they're just looking at the building, and Aizawa and Vlad King ask. Even Shinzo's saying, yo, what's up? Like, all 3 of them. The Rescue Hero 13 was still talking to the other students, so she didn't pick it up on yet. But I'll say, like, other students are aware that Izuku is, like, mad dogging the building. And Nejire is just, like, trying to figure out what she's feeling. Because she feels like a disturbance in the force. I gotta stop. Nah, but she knew that there was something up with what's about to go down. And yeah. So, when they go in, it's fine and all. Until they release the Nomu. Yeah, rather than 1 Nomu, it's about 8. I'm gonna say they do 8 Nomu. And you have that regular, like, the Nomos that attacked in Hosu are there now, so those are 3 of the 4, and you have the Wing Nomu, the Blue Nomu, and then that weird muscular one that wasn't as strong as the one that is meant to fight All Might, but it's there. And let's see, who else? I'm saying no, like, more Nomu that I'm just, once I describe the Nomu, I'm gonna end the video, because I have to text somebody, and I want to watch that Kid Zeus video, because my train of thought is kind of gone now, so I'm sorry. I'm going to end the video after I describe these other 4 Nomu. One Nomu is meant for the water zone. The other 4 Nomu are yes, there are 4 Nomu in the main hall, at the main floor, but other 4 Nomu are at the sites. One of them is a water Nomu, which quirks are water manipulation, super regeneration, being able to breathe underwater, and what is it? Shark skin. So, yeah, its skin is super rough and will fuck you up. And I'll just say, like, it can also shock people, like, through jellyfish tendrils it has on its back. So, yeah. Which quirk is called Jellyfish Stinger. Yeah, jellyfish. The quirk is called Jellyfish. Alright, and now for the... Let me see. The Fire Zone. I'm gonna say they have a Nomu that can shoot out fire and manipulate, like pyrokinesis of regular flames. I debated on whether like to give him cremation flames, but no Dabi yet. So regular pyrokinesis, super regeneration, and heat resistance. And if it wants to, once it places its hands on the ground, it can liquefy anything by heating it to its molten state. So it's like lava touch. And that one's also going to be a fun one to fight against. And in case you're wondering who's going to fight against these, well, you're going to learn soon enough. Let's see, who else? Oh yeah, in the landslide zone, they have a small Nomu that is, in a sense, it only has 2 quirks, but it's not meant, like, it doesn't have its regeneration ability. Instead, it's just electric jamming and power screech. So it just screams really loud, and it fucks up radio waves. And that's, instead of the electric guy with the quirk that was jamming the signal, it's a Nomu. And then the last Nomu is... the prototype for a high-end one. Like, the prototype for Hood. Not the one that will fight Endeavor. Like, the prototype that's supposed to fight Endeavor, but before it was, like, finished, you know? Like, okay, let's just see how close we are to finishing this Nomu. So it can talk, just not well. And it has the wings, the jet, and the muscle augmentation. And that one is going to be hiding until the very last. Because All For One's just like, no. You can have 8, you take 7, and if you lose 4 of them, then you may use this last one, because it ain't ready, Tomura. And stop being a bitch about it. I'm giving you 7. Shut the fuck up. Because All For One is just, he was not having Tomura's temper tantrum on him not being able to take the high end, so. Because the high end is not responsive to Tomura. It's not listening to Tomura. It has to be All For One who gives it the commands. And Shigaraki was pissed at that, but yeah, so he understands. And it's not as simple as All For One saying listen to Shigaraki. No, the Nomu would listen to it until it hears one order and then stop listening to Shigaraki. That's what I mean. I'm like, it's not as simple as Tomura would like it. It's like, it's not obeying him because he's not the father in a sense. But yeah, no, Izuku, like, as soon as he sees all those things and the villains, he says Cocoon of Darkness engulfs Class 1A and 1B and then shoots them out of the fucking USJ hall. And when I mean he shoots them, I mean, like, he makes it, he apologizes, and then he strikes it so hard that they all get sent flying. Mirio uses his permeation to dodge it. Aizawa, Glad King, and 13 were not caught in it. And Tamaki was, but Nejire is just like, she moved out of the way. And Deku was mad that both Nejire and Miro left, like, dodged his attack. And they're like, well, why the fuck are you staying? He's saying, because I need to help them. And yeah, so it's pretty much Deku is replacing Tamaki in this fight because Tamaki, he still has his confidence issues and he ain't ready for Nomu fights. I'm gonna just say he ain't ready for Nomu fights. Because I like him and I don't want him to get hurt. So, here's the thing. There is no, like, everyone is scattered now. They're all like, whoa, what the fuck happened? And when they see they're like halfway to the UA from the USJ, they realize, oh shit, he just kind of threw us out. And Tamaki realizes that Mirio and Nijire are not there and that the teachers are still there. He wants to go, like, get them, to which Yayurozo's saying, wait, as she, like, she noticed that there was a piece, like, something in the ground for them, and it was just a board of wood broken from the door, and Izuku carved with his darkness, get help, and that's all. So class 1A and 1B are going to get the teachers, and so is Tamaki, because Tamaki, he's saying, okay, divide and conquer, everyone go find your own teacher, tell them what's going on, reconvene at Nezu's. And that's what they're all doing. So, here's the thing. When Kurogiri pulls up, and they only see, like, the pro heroes, no All Might, and only, like, 3 students, he's just like, well, where'd they go? Deku's just saying, yeah, don't worry about it. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, because it's already at 40, and it still needs to upload. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good one. Double upload Monday is what I'm going to try and do, and then upload again on Wednesday, and then try on Friday. Don't hold me accountable to these words, because I said try. Thank you. Have a good day. Take care. Stay warm. Drink water. Try some psychedelics. Ignore that line. Oh, Subway.